Tourism Awareness Month is set aside each year by the tourism sector in Dominica to focus greatly and to give attention and to build public awareness on the importance of tourism to the country's socio-economic development. It seeks also to increase the level of public involvement in various aspects of tourism development in Dominica. Tourism Awareness Month is a period to reflect on the greater achievements and the many challenges facing tourism development in Dominica. As one of the major pillars of the national economy, it is critical that the population understands the dynamics facing the development of this very critical sector and to be able to collectively find ways to help further build on the gains made, or to help in resolving some of the challenging issues and concerns facing the further growth and development of our sector. Tourism is currently the main driver of economic and social development in Dominica. It accounts for well over 12% of the country's GDP, our gross domestic product, employing more than 2,500 persons directly, and I would say it's my estimate that about 5,000 to 6,000 more in indirect forms of employment. In 2008-2009, tourism generated more than $193 million in foreign exchange, while the cruise sector contributed $33 million. The stayover or overnight sector brought in $159 million. While stayover saw a 9% decline in visitor numbers in 2009, declining from the 81,000 in 2008 to about 75,000 in 2009. However, the cruise tourism sector grew by an impressive 37.2% from 386,000 visitors in 2008 to well over 530,000 visitors in 2009, and I believe that in fact we can say we achieved the Tourism Master Plan's target really well beyond our targeted time, so the cruise sector continues to hold its own. Tourism sector performance in 2009, like in 2008, was severely affected by the ongoing world economic crisis that has impacted negatively on the world economic fortunes, making it increasingly difficult for the countries across the globe, especially small vulnerable economies like those of Dominica and throughout the Caribbean, to steady their economic ship and sustain livelihoods in their various countries. This unfortunate circumstance has made it increasingly difficult for persons to travel, thus slowing the demand for tourism worldwide and making it difficult to attract our core customer base, those who seek nature, culture, and adventure, and like I like to say, rest, relaxation, and recuperation. We are fortunate, however, that tourism as an industry is much more resilient, much more robust in overcoming those major economic and man-made shocks, like the global meltdown. With signs of some recovery, although somewhat slower than the original anticipation, we can expect that our industry will rebound from yet another period of crisis to be able to hold its own in the international and global marketplace. We need, however, to recognize that this current global economic crisis has changed the face of tourism for the foreseeable future, and I may dare add, forever. We will never be able to do business as was customary and in the manner which we felt comfortable so to do. It therefore cannot be business as usual. Our industry and our country must see tourism in new lights and with a new vision, a new dynamism. We need in this period to reshape and refashion the tourism landscape for the good of all Dominicans, not just those who labor in the tourism industry, have a stake or should be involved in finding collective solutions to the many challenges. We all, as citizens who benefit, either directly or indirectly, need to get involved and to make a bigger contribution. As we say and as we mean, tourism is everybody's business. This means that the survival of this industry hinges to a very large extent on both the individual and collective decision making and the nature and type of actions that we initiate. The current reality demands that we as industry must find more creative ways to transact our business in the sector. Moreover, we as a society must remain more steadfast and resolute in protecting the gains made and in preserving our resources, both natural and cultural, on which this industry's development depends. The tourism sector faces several major hurdles in making greater advances and in bringing greater collective benefits to our people and our country. The Ministry of Tourism and the other key public sector tourism entities have an agenda of development in the sector which is guided by the Tourism Master Plan, which I'm sure all of us must have read in some way or another already. The plan provides us with a roadmap for action and highlights many of the key imperatives for the growth and development of the sector. The agenda also underscores the need for a collective and collaborative approach with other players within the sector and with other key sectors in the economy, like for example agriculture. Bearing in mind the interconnectivity of tourism and its demand for goods and services across several sectors. With this in mind, our focus as a destination must primarily be on the need to produce quality and to sustain a culture of excellence. This crisis has taught us, and should have taught us, that even if isolated small island states, that we are all part of the global community, and the action of one impacts on so many others. We need therefore to build a higher level of competitiveness and must do so using the resources, building on the capacity of the human capital that we have, and engaging every segment of the industry and mobilizing every citizen to the greater good for service excellence. In many respects, Dominica has been able to lay some of the fundamental pillars for building tourism. However, the key missing ingredient is the effort on our part to rise to the occasion and to be better than the rest. We have the requisite levels of natural resources, a rich heritage, traditions of hard work, warm hospitality, and an endearing and vibrant culture. We have made strides in putting in place the requisite legal, institutional, and regulatory frameworks for advancing our tourism development. We recognize that there is still some work to be done in putting some of the regulations to drive a coherent and systematic manner of operating in this industry. We also recognize the need to be more proactive in getting tourism sector entities to adhere to standards of best practice and excellence. But this is a work in progress, and for this we want to applaud those entities, institutions, and individuals who have played and continue to play their part throughout in helping to make us one of the most exciting emerging destinations. Many of you have been in the forefront of the drive to develop our dive and water sports businesses. You have been engaged in the vending of our local products. You have led the way in developing our tours and in selling the destination to special interest groups and independent travelers. You have created new products in hot spa development, hiking tours, adventure parks, beach tourism, community tourism products, farm tours, and in so many other ways. We have opened up entertainment centers and restaurants. You have developed hotel properties that are making their mark among visitors to